In my mind, retainer is, okay, whatever you need.
Right, but then you're mapping to the expectations of the other person, which actually doesn't serve you.
Yeah. Which again, I know for a client, right?
Yeah, because then you get clients you overwork for and you're underpaid and you end up doing shit you hate for people who don't give a fuck.
And this is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. This is my world now.
Alexa, play Gummy Bear.
Gummy Bear, a Gummy Bear on Amazon Music.
Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. Oh, the yummy, tummy, funny, lucky gummy bear. I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear.
Literally, we do this though every day, like just about. All right, this is gonna be fun. I sometimes feel like my ability to be very clear about how I feel is a gift and a curse. Because I'm a hugely optimistic person. I live that out, but yeah, the other day somebody messaged me from some of my content I was posting. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Of course I'm okay." They're like, "Yeah, your posts have been dark," you know, and I'm like, "Huh? Posts have been dark." Well, I think that I just kind of show up, and it's funny because a lot of the content that's created is created for my team. So I'm like, you know, but I do believe she was picking up on something, and it was true. You know, it was a hard, week or two. There's so much transition happening in the business, and having a new baby that's a month old, and just kind of like trying to make all of the things work and spin and happen in succession in the way that they're supposed to. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And we're only human, and we've got to kind of stay true to ourselves while at the same time being very aware of certain things. And so I just tried to look at that view, dude. It's crazy. Isn't that unreal?
I hope one day they stop tripping. I'm fine being number 2 like Scott Pippen. Cause number 2 just mean I won't stop shitting. Even when there's no teeth, I won't stop spitting. I still know the dance moves off, y'all tripping. So if I'm in the function, I might start shitting. I pray when I
So yeah, today
today
was a little funky this morning. So I woke up really early, and maybe this is something if you do events or when you feel like you need to show up. I woke up as early as I possibly could. The sun wasn't even up yet. And just took time to just myself. I'm the type of person where I need probably at least 60 minutes a day to myself to be healthy, but also to just be fully aware and all of that. It is so cold. Ah! What is happening? Never gets old, man. Purple Mountain Majesties. They were all purple this morning. This is what's fun behind the scenes, is you can kind of actually see I'm struggling a little bit today, to be honest. It'll change because I feed off energy in a room, but we're gonna pick up the whiteboard. Okay. It's not everything about it is easy. Not everything about entrepreneurship and the whole damn thing is perfect. There's certain experiences and there's certain things that we all have to face. I've been facing them for the last few weeks really bad, just to be transparent. Because at any stage of growth, right in tandem are all the challenges that, the things we have to learn to get us to the next level. But I'm doing what I love, so it's a trade-off. But I am obsessed about growth, so I always want to be growing, always want to be pushing. And because MentorMind is so inexpensive, and then at the same time, a lot of the high ticket stuff that I was doing before, I've changed the way that I'm doing it. It's new kid, new house, new products, new business, new team, a lot of new stuff. And so there's just like a lot of things that happen in those seasons. And I know in 6 months to a year, like the challenges that I face today won't even exist. How we doing, Matt? All good? Did you get a video of him? Yeah.
I feel
love
like
it.
a bloody Ewok stuck in
Dude, I love it.
Solo's cupboard.
But the number one goal for today of what I'm picking up on is to give people what they need, not what they want. They think, they have an impression, they've seen videos, they think they know what they're coming to expect. And I think I'm gonna throw the whole script out completely. And here we go. Now see, this is the download. So thank you, brother. So what I'm gonna do is start the conversations with what do you guys want? And I'll see that, and then I'll flip it and ask people what do they think they actually need to get through, what breakthrough they need while they're here. Here's what a win looks like. Number one, that all of you find a new best friend. That something with someone gets them into that 5 people who influence you most. I've said this 100 times. You guys are probably sick of hearing me say it, but this is not about me. And I really mean that. It's about each and every one of you guys. Like if I get hit by a bus one day, like I want this to continue. Because there was something that shifted for me last year that said, what are you able to create versus what are you able to create for other people? And that's that long post I did about like not wanting to build a big business and helping other people do what they want to accomplish was really the reality, the manifestation of that. So like, I hope that each of you let someone into your 5 people who influence you most. And whether that's me or whether that's someone else who's in this room, that's what matters most to me. A win looks like you guys connecting, and in 3 years, you're on vacation with each other or at a conference together taking a selfie. That's what matters. Tactics come and go. Strategies you can find on Google. All the answers are out there. You guys aren't here for that. I'll give you some of those things, but at the end of the day, it's connection. Here's honestly what I learned. You know, discomfort always brings growth, and comfort always brings stagnation. So, you know, it's funny because a lot of times we curse discomfort and we get really pissed at it, and we hate it, and we try to like get it out of our lives as quickly as possible. But it's actually the thing that's needed in order to create the best version of yourself. And for those of you who are entrepreneurs, when you chose this path, you chose the best version of yourself. Therefore, you will find so much more adversity in your life than you can ever imagine, simply because you are leaning into the highest version of who you are. And there's always going to be a refining process. There's always going to be a growing process. There's always going to be a trimming process. There's always going to be like a pruning process. Ugh, and it can be really brutal. But if you're aware that it's happening, and you understand that it's happening, you understand why it's happening, it's because you chose the best version of yourself, then, my God, it's actually quite noble. And one of the things about MentorMind, and I've talked with Salt, I talked with Matthew about this, and so if you're interested in it, one of the baseline principles is you cannot walk people through a situation that you have not been through yourself. And as a byproduct of that, we owe, like, and especially entrepreneurs, we're wired to want to help people who have been in places that we've been before. So the feelings of persecution, why me, having to break through so much, it's your calling. And it's because deep down, you're the one who has the tenacity, the courage, and what's required to break through to give other people hope that they can too. In the context of community, that's why we can grow, is because we can't all be wrong. We can't all be wrong. All right, guys, so today I made a decision. Remember I told you this morning that I was gonna kind of be sensitive to the environment and figure out what people needed. So in my points of early reflection with them, they were really here for community and they wanted to connect with each other and really just kind of like flow with it and see what happened. So I made a decision early on that what we do is hot seats today and putting people kind of like, what's the number one problem that you're having? What's the issue? How can we help you solve it? And you know, when we do this virtually, you do get some responses, but we're confined to very specific timeframes. So now that we're doing this in a little bit more of a collaborative IRL, right? Like people can really face some of the things that they know they need breakthrough on for their business or even for themselves personally. And so that's what we decided to do, was to take a step towards the intuitive line of like, let's just get to the heart of what's really going on here. Let's have the conversations that don't typically happen online. Let's have them in the room and help people pass through into a different level. So that's what we decided to do today. It's proved itself to be absolutely amazing. The breakthroughs that are happening right now are amazing. It's coming down to identity, you know, self-sabotage, like working through things where, you know, you feel like you're really starting to succeed in your business and all of a sudden the bottom drops out from underneath you. Why is that happening? You know, because you can go around that mountain 15 times. When is it going to end? Well, when we learn the lesson. People who are in different types of business and or, you know, personal relationships that are not serving them at the highest level. How do we redefine them? How do we define the things that are actually really beneficial? And then how do we define the things that are actually maybe out of bounds, that actually need to be handled? Now someone can go back after this weekend and go have a conversation with that person with a high level of understanding, of connection, you know, kind of like push off, let the steam out, like turn down the heat on it and actually just get to the root of it. And wherever there's understanding, there's a sense of calmness and peace.
I have such a capacity to love and such a capacity to care and such a passion for others, but I run hot. I run very hot, and I want that flame to sustain. I want that to be evident in every area of my life and how to sustain that. And what I would do is what I've always done is I would take all that and I would internalize it, self-sabotage, and draw into a place of depression and draw into a place of like, what did I do wrong? I'm trying to help. Nobody sees it. They don't see my talents. They don't see that I really do have a heart, that I don't have a voice. Maybe I just can't speak it right. Maybe I can't articulate it right. What's wrong with me?
And how does that serve you?
It's a vicious cycle, and it doesn't serve me. It depletes me.
There's lots of elements. It's like a big knot of beliefs that I have been unfolding for some time, and I'm somewhere in the middle of that. I definitely don't feel like I'm just at the beginning, and I don't know that I don't know you're ever at the end, but there's definitely been, since I was a young kid, a feeling of not belonging and not being good enough. And it's cliche, right? I mean, these are common beliefs, and I'm just excited to remove them, and I just don't know what that looks like. I feel like I keep peeling layers of the onion.
Well, it also goes back to what Beck said, because I know if I produce content that I'll get more opportunity, and then I'll somehow fuck it up because I'm not good enough.
Here's what I do know. The way that we process these types of things, and you talked about your belief systems and certain things that you're believing, which lead to your values, which then determine the actions that we take. These are either positive or negative experiences, right? Or actions. So whether we're sabotaging or we're winning, that's the action, right? So, but if you go all the way underneath it, it's story. And that's why I went to Tell Me a Time. Because I know you had it here, I know you had the movie playing in your head. There's 3 different times. I could see the mind construction. So it's there, the imagery's there. And in order to break through the belief system, which beliefs are what they are, right? So in order to break through that, we have to undergird the story. And hearing things like isolation and rejection and being misunderstood is a violation of intimate relationship and belonging.
Don't give up, don't give in.
So it's like success in relationships equals success in, personal life, right? When it came to relationships, or rejection in business. Like when I look back at losing clients, at different stages when we were in agency and stuff, it brought me back to when I was like 16, getting kicked out of a private Christian school because my brother did something. You know why it triggered that is because my team at that time, totally different people, the same type of thing happened. They weren't performing in a certain way and I was the one getting punished for it. And as soon as I made that connect, I was like, oh my goodness. Now I understand what's happening, why it's happening, and now I just got over it very quickly. So you don't have to necessarily go back through that whole story if you don't feel like you need to. But if you can draw the line to say the reason why I'm not producing what I know I'm capable of in my business is because I haven't believed in the past based on prior experiences. I haven't been shown a certain amount at a young age of like what a really, really amazing commitment or committed relationship looks like, where two people are evolving together. And I can tell you emphatically, in every single group and in every context where I've been around people in this way, the ability to love yourself and to understand the love of others towards you and belonging has a direct correlation to the growth of your business.
I don't know, I don't celebrate my successes or allow people to get through. I don't know the why of it.
You are fucking amazing. Define what you need and continue to do this work, because there's no reason why you can't have whatever you want. There's nothing holding you back from what you really want.
You have carried me. You have carried me. Won't give up. Won't give in. Take everything we have and let the new begin. Won't give up. No, I won't give in. Take everything we have and let the new begin. Oh, we let the new begin. Oh, we let the new begin. Oh, we let the new begin. With every breath we take, we let the new begin.
All right, y'all. So here's one of my favorite things about MentorMind is go look at this room really quick. Just real quick. Just want to show you. Everybody hanging out, having fun. Ignore the light. I got to change that light bulb. But entrepreneurs work way too damn hard. You need to have a minute where you can relax, let loose a little bit. And again, in trusted, really cool environments. So it's crazy as it is. I really believe that, everything is still kind of like high school, right, Mike? So people still love to go to the best party. And the best way to show up is to be the host. So that's why I do this, is because it's a lot of fun. And that's what it's all about. So come on, let's come hang with us. Let's do this.
How many people are left?
I don't know, let's all just, fuck it, let's just get in the car. He can cancel my trip, I don't give a shit. The greatest gift that you have to give is when you effortlessly can just show up and do what it is that only you can do.
Transitions us out of an old way of thinking that this is the way that we run business, this is the way that we do life, into a whole new, paradigm for living, because business is not who we are. Business is an extension of who we are. So we must embody our full depth, and having this tribe, having this group, that helps us to do that individually, and it's been brilliant for that today.
This is a single-handed, one of the most profound experiences that I've had ever of just people coming together.
Being physically in the room with other people who are thinking as big, dreaming as big, and going to the places to get uncomfortable, to be able to grow in the way that they want to grow is just, I can't even put words to it. It's so powerful and impactful. I know today is definitely a pivotal part of my journey. And in terms of growing the business, when we're growing businesses as personal brands, we have to work on ourselves just as much as we have to work on our business. And being able to be in a room with other people and holding space for each other to do that is truly priceless.
Honestly, I had no expectations of what to get out of today. I just knew that the containers that Nick creates for growth would just bring exactly what I needed, but also the group needed as well. So what I'm taking into my business is going to be that same level of showing up and serving for my people as Nick does in this community.
And I felt like that's what happened today, and it was just a reminder that if, you just get the right people together, and it has the right, facilitation towards it. Just amazing what happens.
Ooh, that's right. I don't need nothing else. That's right. I don't need nothing else. Ooh, that's right. I don't need nothing else. That's right. I don't need nothing else.